Hello everyone, today we are going to talk about a recent outage, an AWS outage which occurred on 19th of October and it lasted for nearly 15 hours. So the outage was in their US Eastern region, which primarily serves the US traffic, and multiple services like Pinterest, Snapchat, Medium, and a lot more. A lot of services were impacted. Now, the primary reason for the services impact was that they were not able to connect to the DynamoDB. They were not able to establish the connection. Now, we will discuss what was the primary reason that why they were not able to connect to this DynamoDB server. So for this, let's discuss how they generally connect. So services use a public regional endpoint, which is nothing but you can say a qualified name like dynamodb.us-east1.amazon.aws.com. They use this to connect with the DynamoDB. Now, what was happening is, basically how it works is, so when the services use this endpoint, the DNS server, so this is our service, they send this endpoint, there is a DNS server, it sits in between, and it converts to an IP address, which is the address of that DynamoDB machine. Now, during the outage, what happened was that the mapping in the DNS, so for this endpoint, there was no mapping. It was empty. Right? Now, why the mapping was empty? There is a automated system. There is an automated DNS management system of AWS, which automatically updates this DNS mappings into their Route 53. So how this automated DNS system works? So basically this has two components. One is the DNS planner and second is the DNS enactor. To understand their automated system, let's make it as this is the planner, and this is their enactor. Now these are their multiple DB servers. This is their cloud. Now planner constantly monitors the health of the DB and creates a DNS plan accordingly. This DNS plan is sent to the enactor and enactor updates this DNS plan to Route 53 configuration. So how does this mapping got deleted? Now it happened because of a race condition between two enactors. Now let's understand the race condition. So for this one, we'll draw a diagram. This is our first enactor. This is our Route 53. And here is our second enactor. Basically, when I say second enactor, so there are multiple instances as there are in microservice architecture. Now, this has some initial state. Right, where the correct mappings are present. Now, the first enactor let me draw this. The first actor tried updating the first DNS plan, right? But there were some issues in that first actor processing, and because of multiple retries, the processing was delayed. Now during that time, a new DNS plan got created by the DNS planner, and the second enactor enacted upon this. So it started applying second DNS plan, and it got successful. Now after this plan was applied and it was successful, the first enactor finished applying the DNS plan and overwrites the second DNS plan. So here the state was the first DNS plan was applied. Once the DNS enactor completes updating the DNS plan, it starts a cleanup job, and it started the cleanup job of first DNS plan, because according to this enactor, the first DNS plan was the older plan. Okay, and eventually it left with an empty state, and that's how the outage occurred in AWS. So if you like the video, if you want to understand again, please rewind the video and play. There is a summary which is posted by AWS team itself. I have attached that link in the description box. You can go and take a look at it. It gives you a complete summary of what I explained in a very simple language. Yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.